Good morning. No makeup. Ready to put a little bit on. I'm going to do a no makeup look today and talk to you for a little bit about the holidays. First off is I'm going to moisturize, but I'm not moisturizing with this. This I'm going to move to a nighttime moisturizer because it pills with my makeup. So that one is a no. This one's a yes. This one is the L'Oreal Age Perfect. This one is the one that has a rosy tint to it. Doesn't really show. It was something I tried. But I thought I would just share my thoughts about the holiday season. You know, my holidays look a lot different nowadays than they used to when my kids were little and my mom was alive and my whole family lived in California. And, you know, like everything, things change. My mom's gone. My kids live out of state with their families. And everybody that was here in California has moved away. I'm the last one left here. So my holidays are a lot quieter these days. But you know what? That's okay because it's a different season. My work is really busy. So even if people were here, I'd still be working. Because I'm a dog walker and a pet sitter, my work schedule gets really full around the holidays. And so I don't have a ton of time to lounge and watch football games and relax anyway. I think I've got 10 visits for today and 10 visits for tomorrow. And it's going to be like that all weekend. But, you know, I'm at the season now. I'm 61 years old. I live alone. My best friends have started passing away or moving away. And my kids don't live in the area. But this is not a video about being sad or lonely because I'm neither. I've accepted that my life has changed and I've learned to embrace it and to find joy in it. And so what I do is I don't feel the pressure of cooking a big spread anymore. I don't cook a huge meal. What I do instead is I order those dinners from the grocery store. And the one that I ordered for Thanksgiving was the turkey breast, the boneless turkey breast, because I prefer the white meat. I don't like the dark meat, so I don't need a whole turkey with a bunch of dark meat that I don't want to eat. So I bought the boneless turkey breast combo that came with mashed potatoes, a green bean casserole, and stuffing. Picked up one pie, pecan, because that's my favorite. I don't need 3 different pies anymore so that everybody has their favorite because I'm everybody. So I order my favorite. I ordered a pecan pie with a tub of Cool Whip. Sometimes a can of Ready Whip. I know it's not the healthiest stuff, but it's the holidays. And so I get what I like. And instead of making 6 dozen cookies, I will buy my favorite cookies from the grocery store, which right now are the oatmeal raisin cranberry ones. They've got these little dried cranberries in them and they're soft and they're delicious. And I'll buy 1 package of those that has 6 cookies in it. And that's perfect. And I'll snack on those all week. So I keep the cooking simple. So I don't have a ton of cleanup. All I'm doing is reheating the stuff that the market already made. And I still have leftovers. I still have a great meal on the holiday, but I keep it simple. And then the other thing I can do is without apology, I can watch my favorite movie. My favorite holiday movie is It's a Wonderful Life. And I've watched that every year since my kids were little. And they know it. And I like the premise of the movie. And so that's what I watch. I will watch that. I watch it every year on Thanksgiving night. If not by Thanksgiving night, because if I'm working too much, then I watch it later. I ran out of my favorite pencil and I've got 2 other pencils. I've got this one by, I think this one is Elf. This is the e.l.f. one. My favorite is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. I also got this L'Oreal one that has the, where is it? It's got these two little things, supposed to draw hairs, but I can't see the hairs. I think I got the color too light. I think I got a light brown instead of a dark brown. That was a mistake. I can't really see the light brown, but gotta help the brows just a little bit. But anyway, I'll watch my favorite movie. And I've started my own new traditions. I'll still put on a cute outfit because that makes me feel good. You know, and funny story, last Sunday was not a holiday. It wasn't a special day. It was my first Sunday home in a while because I'd been doing a lot of pet sitting. And I've been doing a lot of dog visits in mud, and it's been raining. So I have been getting filthy. So I've been wearing a lot of overalls like I'm wearing today, a lot of overalls and a lot of flannel shirts because they wash so well and they don't really show the dirt very much. But last Sunday I wanted to feel pretty. So I put on a dress and I did my makeup and I did my hair and I had nowhere to go and nobody to see. And I was just going to work on my book and do some writing, some editing. And my daughter texted me early. And she said, "Hey, Mom, I'm having something delivered to you around noon. Are you going to be home?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll be home." And I thought, oh, she's spending money. She shouldn't again. And so I didn't think about it. And I put my makeup on and I got dressed and I was curious. I thought maybe she was sending me flowers or something because she had been extra sweet that week. And so I didn't pay attention. And then around 10 o'clock, she said, it's going to be closer to 11. I just got the delivery notice from the driver. I said, okay. So about 11, she texted me. She said, "Hey, you need to open the gate. They're at the gate. They're trying to get in." And so I went to the gate, and it was my daughter. And she brought the grandkids. And so I got a surprise visit from my daughter and my grandkids. And it was so nice. We didn't have a ton of time together. She was just passing through. Her dad had bought her a ticket. But I'll take a couple hours whenever I can. So I was so happy that they decided to surprise me with that. And I was so happy that I looked good, that I didn't, I wasn't in my pajamas. I wasn't in sweatpants. I was in a real pretty sweater dress that had stripes on it. And so when they pulled up, I felt ready. I didn't feel like, oh shoot, I look a mess. I felt good. I looked good. I smelled good. I was ready for anything. And we had such a nice visit. My littlest granddaughter is the same shoe size as me. And she's not the same size as me, but both of my granddaughters like to wear their clothes really oversized. So I had a bag of stuff that I had decluttered out of my closet. That was all brand new stuff. It was just the wrong color. So I hadn't taken it to donate yet. And so I said, "Hey, you want to go through some clothes?" Because she's a little fashionista. She loves clothes. And she took half the stuff. She loved it. She found my chicken boots in there. And then she told me she didn't have a lot of shoes. And I had a couple pairs of really pretty leather boots that I'd never worn that were too tight on my calves. And so I gave her those. And she found a pair of overalls that she liked. And a couple dresses that didn't work on me that looked beautiful on her. And we played dress up for an hour and a half. It was so much fun. It's fun seeing them. But my point is, I still see my family. I just don't necessarily see them on the holiday. I might see them, like this year I wasn't expecting to see them at all, but I did get an extra visit and I was thrilled. I would love to move closer to my kids, but they live out of state and they live in two different states. My son lives in Missouri and my daughter lives in Virginia. So which one do I pick? And my son lives out in the sticks. He lives in a very rural area. And I don't know that I want to be that rural. And my daughter lives in the city. She lives in Virginia Beach, and it's just about as expensive there. I've looked at properties in both, and I can't really find anything close to a city where my son lives. And my daughter, the places are really expensive. So, and I have a business that I'm running here too, so I'm staying put for now. But eventually I do need to sell, and I need to move closer. I just don't know which one. And, you know, my grandkids are growing too. My daughter's kids are 13 and 15. They're young. They're practically young women now. And my son's kids are just a couple years behind them. They all grow up so fast. So let's see. Got my eyes done. I'm not putting on a ton of makeup today because I'm going to be in the mud quite a bit. Let's see, I moisturized. Oh, I haven't put sunscreen on yet. Sunscreen is a daily thing. Gotta put that on. Put that much on. And I did my eyebrows first so they'd last. You know, I know this time of year is hard for a lot of people. And, you know, it's hard if you've lost somebody and it's your first holiday without them. Those are really hard, you know, because they're different. You're not used to being alone. And it's hard when your kids live far away. But a lot of times, for me, if I decide that there's good in it, and I can find the good, you know, like having simpler meals and decorating in a simpler way. You know, like I used to deck the place out. I used to pull out all the stops. I used to spend, you know, a couple hours decorating. And then it would take me a couple hours in January to pull it all down and put it all away, and you'd have to store it. And I just keep things so much simpler now. You know, my holiday decorations are a couple pre-lit trees. Like I've got one right here in the office that's little. I've got another little one like that in my bedroom. I've got pencil trees. I've got one in the dining room in a corner that doesn't take up a ton of room. And then I've got another one in the living room. And I've got a couple poinsettias that are fake that I can pull out every year. That won't hurt my animals if they chew on them a little bit, like my cats. And but they're festive, and they're pretty, and they make me smile, and most importantly for me, they're easy, because I don't want a lot of fuss anymore. You know, when it's just me, I like the festiveness, but I don't like a ton of color. That's not the colors of my home, because those get overwhelming to me really fast. And so I like to keep things really neutral, really plain. Like even my little trees, they're pre-lit, so I have the glow, but I don't put ornaments on them. I don't put a lot of red and green and bright blue, because those are not the colors of my home, and they would clash. And I don't want to sit in a home that's full of colors that don't work for my palette for a month. But if it's just a soft glow and some candlelight, I can deal with that. And so I've learned what I can live comfortably with, and the bright red and green are just not it. And they never really have been. I've always been one that wanted a different palette. The bright red and green is just, it's too much for me. Like, it's beautiful when I first put it out, but I get tired of it so fast. So I've learned to give myself permission. Some years I don't even put a tree up. Some years I just keep my house normal and just add some candles. And I'm okay with that. I'm not one of these people, you know, a lot of people love the holidays, and I do too. But I don't want to over decorate like I used to. I feel like a more minimal aesthetic is more me now. And it's less cluttered. Like, the clutter and the colors are what overwhelms me. And so I like to keep the colors and the clutter to a minimum. Like, I'm not going to set up snowy winter scenes. My daughter is a super minimalist, but the funny thing is she goes crazy at Christmas time. She has all these different winter scenes and villages, and she sets up, it was her grandmother's, and she, you know, gives her happy memories. But she loves that stuff, and I couldn't. And when she came to visit on Sunday, she saw my little tree in the corner, and she said, "I'm glad you have a tree, Mom." You know, because she knows I'm not going to put ornaments on it. I'm just going to keep it plugged in. And she said, "At least you have a tree." Because, you know, she's picking on me for being underdressed for Christmas. But you got to do what makes you comfortable. So I keep the decorations really simple. I keep the cooking really simple. A lot of the things that I used to go way over the top on, I just don't anymore. And, you know, when you have little kids, you want to make an experience for them. And so I did all the over the top stuff when my kids were littler. And I just don't want to anymore. Not when it's just me. You know, and even if I had a holiday party, I think I would keep it simpler this year. But I'm not planning on having any holiday parties. I had a party last month, beginning of November, before Halloween, and that was kind of my fall party, and that was enough. But I've been invited to a couple of parties, and I'll go to those. You know, I've got a neighbor that's having a party coming up in another week or two for the holidays, and I'll get dressed up, and I'll go to that, and I'll bring something fun. But I don't feel the need to do the big entertaining anymore, or have a house full of people and do all the decorating and all the cooking. With as much work as I do, I love being home, and I love being just kind of chill. And so I don't feel lonely. I just feel relaxed. And I like being with my animals. I like playing a little bit of music when I feel like it, or nothing when I don't. And that's pretty much it. I just like to keep it simple. And so if you're spending the holidays alone, I want to wish you happy holidays. And I hope that you do, you know, you have what you have the holiday that you want. I also buy myself presents, because otherwise I wouldn't get any, and that's okay. And I buy myself usually a couple new outfits, and if I shop Black Friday at all, it's going to be for, you know, once I'm done with my Christmas shopping, I put myself on my Christmas list, because that way I don't end up feeling sorry for myself because nobody got me a gift. So I shop for myself. So that's part of my routine. I watch the movies I want. I eat the food that I want. I have the downtime that I want. If I want to go to a show, I'll go to a show. And if there's something I've had my eye on my wish list, I'll order it for myself on Black Friday. And I don't think of it as wasteful. I'm worth getting a gift to. And so if I don't think I'm going to get any, I'll go ahead and make sure that I do. You know, maybe there's a perfume I've been looking at, or a pretty dress. This year, what I bought for myself, I've already ordered it. I ordered some new jeans from Nordstrom Rack during their Black Friday. and a couple new sweaters. I ordered some basics, but it was clothes. Oh, and I bought new boots. New boots and new clothes. Because I can. I could afford it. It's in the budget. And I need Christmas presents too. So that's what I'm doing to get through the holidays alone. I think it's going to be a great year. And the new year will be great also. I hope you have a nice holiday, and I'll see you next time.